for being dead, he'd be less irritable since I was going to bring him back. Fucker. Least I wasn't hallucinating. That much was clear. I can assure you, I'm quite real, Salem. I know this is probably a shock to you, and you've always been a bit unpredictable when given surprises, but there's no other way to really say this. She took a deep breath, and all I could think about was the fact that this was not how I planned to spend my morning. I was starting to wish I'd never left the pool house, which was crazy, because you'd think that I would want to know if I had a twin running around, right? Well, that was probably the shock. Hostess cupcakes were really good at getting someone over shock, though. You and I were the original Daughters of Death in this realm, Thana announced, putting an end to my meandering. Her next words were an icy bucket of water over my head. We created the Reapers. We maintained the order in the supernatural world. You and I. I opened and closed my mouth, eventually settling on the most important and obvious questions. What happened then? I asked. Why was I killed? How was I killed? A monster. Her eyes flashed with cold fury. I felt the chill from it deep inside. A monster? I repeated, not letting my unease show. I used my dubious tone of voice and narrowed my eyes. From the realm of death, she said. It's been hunting us. After your first death, we were separated, and it took many years to find you. By then it was too late. You died again. This happened several times along the way. But I've found you now. Her words trailed off as she released the lock of hair and cupped my cheek. We'll be together again. I've grown over the centuries. My power has grown. I can keep you safe where others cannot. Her skin was cool to the touch, her expression genuine, sincere. How did you find me? Death, she said simply. I felt your presence enter the spirit realm. There's only one person who is my equal in everything. I knew it was you. Well, that seemed to make sense, as much as any of this did. It was a lot to take in, though. Something niggled in the back of my brain, like she wasn't telling me the complete truth. You've been in town for a little while now, I said, shaking off her hand. She had no outward reaction. No surprise, no hurt at my movement, nothing. The inhumanness of her reactions, the way she oscillated from sincere to cold so rapidly, it was more than unsettling. I needed to assess the danger. She gave me a sad look then, one corner of her mouth curving down. The monster is a clever beast. It hides in those you know. I needed to interact with them as you so that I could see if it's already found you. And? I prompted slowly, watching carefully. Has it? It's on your trail, but I don't believe it's infiltrated those close to you yet. It took out the witch you were talking to because she knew too much. Her eyes slid sideways once more to where Shepard still wavered. You should be careful interacting with ghosts too much. They work with the monster, spy for it. You shouldn't trust anyone. Anyone but you? I said. It was only a moment, but a flash of annoyance crossed her features as she realized how that sounded. The more my shock at seeing her wore off, the more I was coming back to my senses. Well, she started, but I cut her off. You seem to know an awful lot about this monster, and yet it's me that's died multiple times. I put my hands on my hips, my suspicion mounting. I know a great deal because we're the ones that created it. I blinked twice. Now that I was not expecting. Before I could gather my thoughts and come up with a response, Thana continued talking. We created it together and unleashed it upon the world. Something soured in it along the way. It wanted power for itself, so it turned on us. I wanted to put it down, but you thought you could save it. She smiled again, but it wasn't happy. It was almost pitying, but with a hint of warmth. You always were so soft. I let out a snort of derisive amusement. Yeah, right. Warm and fuzzy I am not. Anyone who knows me will tell you I'm about the furthest thing from soft that you can be. Thana studied me, her gray eyes cool and assessing. There was a detached calculation there that I didn't recognize.